What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Blaster Masters NERF. Today I bring you guys a very quick, super easy modification tutorial for the NERF Firestrike. First thing you want to do is you want to get your Phillips head screwdriver and remove all the screws on the shell. They're all the same size, so you don't have to worry about different size screws. I already put them in here, so as you guys can see that. Next thing you want to do is you want to remove your battery tray cover, which is down here. And you can take that off. Once you've done that, you can lift open your top half of the shell, remove it. Now this is your internal for the Firestrike. It looks complicated, but it really isn't. Most of it is because of the light integration that Hasbro has put in this blaster. Now the light on it, it's really not that great. You can modify it to replace it with a flashlight LED lights such as this, so it's a little bit brighter than the standard single LED light that comes with this blaster. Usually looks like this. It's one single LED and it's red, so it's not very bright. It's not a laser pointer either, so I don't know why they used a red LED for this blaster. But let's begin with the modification tutorial. So first thing you want to do, you want to remove your light, or not your light. You can lift this whole piece together as one thing. Oh, careful guys, you don't want to lose your springs. Mine just flew off from my catch spring, so you want to take that off just so you don't lose it. And then you can lift up this portion of the blaster just like that. And once you lifted it up about this far, you want to remove your LED piece of it, and you can lift up the rest of it. So the rest of the pieces, it's really up to you. If you're gonna paint your blaster, you want to remove everything else, like your tactical rails piece, your trigger. Alright guys, sorry about that. My recording space memory ran out and I had to delete some videos off my phone. But yeah, like I was saying, this is your dart holder piece. You can pull that up and pull it aside, and you're left with your flashlight. If you want to paint your blaster, this piece is removable as well, just by lifting up your little mechanism over here. It helps if you use a flathead screwdriver to pry these up, such in a way that you try not to break anything, but you can just start pulling things up, and eventually you pull it up enough that these will come off, just like that. It's one single piece, and these can all be removed from your blaster. There we go. So now there it is. You can take this whole part, put it away, and you now have two empty shells that you can start working on if you want to sand them and prep them for paint. I'm not going to be doing that, so I was just demonstrating how to take everything apart for you. Now the next part of this next segment of this modification tutorial is going to be very simple. It's how to remove your air restrictor. So first thing you want to do is you want to remove your plunger rod. We're gonna be changing the spring, or I should say I already changed the spring, but I'm gonna show you guys how to change it yourself. This is the old stock spring. It's about almost the same size. This one's a little bit longer, and it is more than double the strength. This happens to be one of Orange Modworks Firestrike 7 kilogram springs. So I'll show you guys how to do that in a few minutes. This right here, this is your plunger tube and your barrel assembly. In order to start working on this and remove your air restrictor, first thing you want to do is remove this cosmetical piece. This is just a little visual part that goes over the empty slot here, so it just kind of makes it look orange and cool like that. It's really no function to it, it's just purely cosmetical. But there's two little tabs right here on this area, and if you just pry this one open this way, it'll allow you to lift up this piece and pull it out. So once this has come off, you're now left with your barrel, plunger tube, and the front housing for the barrel. Now this is kind of trapped in place. It's not locked in, but there's two pegs right here inside these holes, and you want to just kind of pull open a little bit and twist, wiggle and twist till you have liberated those two little pegs right there from these two holes. You guys can see right there. So this part, this is where you're gonna start working into removing the air restrictor, and that's as simple as grabbing your flathead screwdriver and prying open these little tabs. Now in a lot of blasters these are solvent welded. That is not the case for the Firestrike. They don't really add any glues or welds to it, so you can just pry it open. I release one side, go to the other side, and you can do the same thing. There you go. So now you can pull apart just like that. Now this right here, this piece, now I've already removed this in the past, so it came out a lot easier, but normally this piece will come together like this, and inside here you will have your air restrictor. Now to open this piece, it helps if you have a X-Acto knife and you get in there right where the parts split together and just kind of help you pry it open like that. Just slowly start working your way around. Now that you've opened it up a little bit, you can go ahead and pull it aside with your hands, and right here you will find two things. You will find a spring, which is that, and you will find your air restrictor, which is this. Now this is how it will come. So you open it up, you take your spring out, you scrap it, and your air restrictor, and you scrap it, and right here you will also find this dart post. Now if you're gonna be shooting other kind of darts like Stephens or the old Streamlight darts, you're gonna want to cut this off. You know, all I did was grab the little snipping tool and cut the little prongs all around it till these came off, and then you can put these two pieces back together just like that. Next thing you want to do is you want to put your plunger back together, and you want to make sure that this little orange knob right here sticking out are leveled up with these white ones on the plunger. So you want to make sure they're straight on both sides. There you go. It's right about where it needs to be. Next thing you want to do is you want to put your barrel back together, and the direction of this, as you guys can see in the shell right here, there's this blue little piece, and that's where this is gonna sit and rest. So you want to make sure that this front part is facing down, and that's the direction you want to lock this back in place. You don't want to put it up like this. You want to make sure it's down. There you go. So just clip it back in place. You can now put this back together right there, just like that. And then this cosmetical piece can now be slid back into place. Just like that. And now this part has been completed. You have removed the air restrictor. And for the next part of the modification tutorial, we're going to show you guys how to remove this white piece so that you can change your spring. So for that, you're gonna have to remove this black piece right here. Just pull it out, just like that. You're gonna want to grab a flathead screwdriver, and you're gonna want to open up one of these little white knobs in here. And then as you do that, you're gonna pull this white piece while the screwdriver's in there. You're gonna want to pull this white piece out. That will release this white part of the rod and separate it from the orange one. Now, I struggle when I do it. It's not as easy as it looks, and I'm not gonna show you. I'm not gonna do it right in front of you guys. I'm not gonna show you, but I already told you what you need to do. So just pry open one of those white little knobs and pull. So I already replaced the spring. I'm gonna put it back together with the plunger system. So that is pretty good. Next thing, you want to add some silicone grease. I have Orange Mod Works silicone grease, so you're gonna add that to the plunger, just like that, and put it inside your plunger. Make sure it's in there good all the way around. Okay, now that you've done that, next thing you want to do is remove your O-ring from the plunger rod. We're gonna add some Teflon tape to create a better seal. We're just gonna add some of this to expand the O-ring so there's a better seal in it. I mean, this blaster has a pretty good seal, but this is just gonna increase that seal just a little bit more. So once you've done that, you can put the O-ring back in there, and we'll test, make sure that it doesn't get pinched in there. Make sure it fits good. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's real nice and tight, real good seal. So next thing we want to do is put the blaster together. So yeah, just do exactly the opposite from what we did to take it apart, and you will be done. You have modified your Firestrike with the spring replacement and the air restrictor removal. Now, just to show you guys kind of how that worked out, I already did one on my own personal Firestrike. I will be firing a dart here. This has the exact same modification, spring replacement and air removal. So I'm gonna grab a couple of darts here. So I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna be firing at the door over there. So as you guys can see, it shoots pretty hard. It's definitely a mod worth doing. So yeah, if you guys really wanted to, you guys can overhaul this thing even farther by replacing the LED like I showed you guys. I already did that with this blaster, so just to show you guys, you know, there's LED lights inside, and as you guys can see right there, they're pretty bright, so you guys can see it on the side, and on the whole blaster, pretty much the whole thing lights up, you know, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, this is my narrow base holster. If you guys have a Firestrike, this is one little neat thing to have. It fits your Firestrike in perfectly. But yeah, there you go. So that's how it is. That's how it looks. And you can get some. You can put this in your tactical vest, like that one over there. You know. Or you can put it on a belt loop. They sell both items that you can put in here to holster it. So yeah, this is an awesome blaster. I like it, and yeah, that's the mod tutorial for the NERF Firestrike. If you guys like what you see, comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.